is just going to be a fairly simple check. I'm going to split a bunch of wood and see if I can notice a significant difference between a flat ground 3/16 inch blade and a saber ground 1/4 inch blade. Now there's obviously going to be quite a bit of variance from one piece of wood to the other, but that's fine. We're going to split a fair amount of the wood, so it'll all average out. Okay, this one's going to be fairly difficult to split no matter what, it's full of knots. This is about the easiest way. Split right through the knots, didn't have to cut through any of them. It's about ideal. So again, all I'm going to do is move from one blade to the next, not really making a conscious decision to try to keep the wood the same, because again it's fairly different. What I will do is split quite a decent amount of wood, and what I look at is the average or total number of impacts needed to split a large amount of wood and see if there's any difference between both blades. Split down between these two knots, cut this one in half. Perfect. Went through these, no issues. Had to cut through the bottom one. Almost identical piece, two side knots, one large center knot. So we'll do roughly the same thing now with the cane. Not really a nice way to split this. We got knots all around it, but these are the two biggest ones, so we'll come right down in the center. Which is exactly as planned. Avoid two large knots. Knot, knot, knot. Come right down between two of these, split this one. Right around that, between the other two. Very clear piece of wood, no real knots. This is very soft, wasn't caught that long ago. It should split very easily. Let's see. And that's what you want to see. Straight grain, fairly open, and you can see the wood split wasn't actually cut. Almost no coating deposited on the wood, so very little wear. The wood just popped open. Large knot right there, so we'll try to split that. Went around that knot just like we wanted. Two knots here, large one there, come right down in the middle. Middle. Some of large knot there, large knot there. No real way to avoid them. So we'll basically split right down through them. And that one split fairly well till I ran into a knot there at the end. Okay, this looks to be fairly bad. Large cluster knot right there. Really not a lot I can do except try to split that in half. Can't go around it. Not bad. Now we'll move on and try to split some bigger wood. Unlike most of the previous wood, this wood wasn't actually cut with these knives. It was actually cut to length, most of it with a buck saw. This is a lot easier to split, mainly because the edges are nice and flat. So it's not moving around as much. Now, I got some wood that I saved for last. A couple of dozen pieces. Full of knots. Not going to be easy. Place this knife about right here. I want to run down through the two of these. Perfect. And again, all these ones were cut to length with the knives. They're a bit harder to split because they got the pointy tops on them. This one's going to be tough going. The wood is twisted. Nothing to do but to power through it. And as you see, coating was scraped off all along this area. Grain twisted horribly, showing just how tightly this piece of wood was binding on the knife. And this looks fairly brutal. There's no other way to describe that. There's nothing I can do to escape these knots. The only thing I can try is to run a split down. Ideally, I'd like to have a split come down, go around this knot, but in between the two of these. That's ideal. See what happens. Perfect. A couple of big knots down here, a couple of small ones, a couple of tiny ones up there. About this should work well. Now there's a big split here, but it doesn't actually follow in a decent place in the wood, so I don't think it'd be a good idea to try to use that. It's going to be slow going at first. There's a bunch of knots up top. Nothing you can do. Got to get through them. And again, you can see the coating burnished off the blade up here because it was binding so tight.